I intend to resign.
Canada will soon have a new Prime Minister after more than 9 years of Justin Trudeau's leadership. Who will replace him as the leader of the ruling Liberal Party and as the country's Prime Minister will be decided by party members and announced on March 9th. Reuters Canada Bureau Chief Caroline Stauffer explains how we got here.
The real precipitating factor actually happened in December, though, and that was when his finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, resigned in a very surprising way. He kind of took the holiday period to think about the best way forward, but he did, of course, end up resigning shortly after the holidays. But all indications from our reporting are that he had kind of intended to stay around and try to be the Liberal candidate for the next election.
Running to replace Trudeau is Mark Carney, a former central banker who doesn't hold a seat in Canada's legislature. He's running as an outsider with considerable financial experience. Chrystia Freeland, once Trudeau's closest ally, she led the renegotiation of the North American Free Trade Agreement during US President Donald Trump's first term. The two remaining candidates are former cabinet minister Karina Gould and retired Liberal legislator Frank Baylis.
Well, it's going to be a wild ride.
Chief data scientist at Nanos Research Nick Nanos says even before the results have been released, rival Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre has already taken aim at a perceived frontrunner.
The Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre have come out swinging against Mark Carney like he's already won the leadership. So the expectation is that he's the frontrunner because of Pierre Poilievre's validation and also probably the amount of coin that Carney has raised.
With Trudeau at the helm, polls had indicated the Liberals were certain to lose the next election.
It was like the death spiral for the Liberal Party of Canada. Now fast forward, Justin Trudeau stepping down, Donald Trump slapping on tariffs, the Liberal leadership kicking into play, and that 27-point advantage that the federal Conservatives had has, for all intents and purposes, almost vanished.
The next federal election must be held by October 20th, but could come earlier or even almost immediately after Trudeau's replacement is named. Nanos says the next Liberal leader will have to work to separate themselves from the unpopular Trudeau, no matter who wins. But he says Canadian voters may be weighing other factors.
For Canadians, they may end up voting for a party that they don't like. They may end up voting for a leader that they don't like, because the fundamental ballot question is not going to be, is it time for change, which is what we thought it was until 6 weeks ago. It is going to be, who can best manage the relationship with Donald Trump?